It is not the strongest of the species that survive, nor the most intelligent, but the one most responsive to change. A man who dares to waste 1 hour of time has not discovered the value of life. The love for all living creatures is the most noble attribute of man. In the long history of humankind, and animal kind too, those who learn to collaborate and improvise most effectively have prevailed. I am not apt to follow blindly the lead of other men. The highest possible stage in moral culture is when we recognize that we ought to control our thoughts. A scientific man ought to have no wishes, no affection, a mere heart of stone. The very essence of instinct is that it's followed independently of reason. To kill an error is as good a service as, and sometimes even better than, the establishing of a new truth or fact. The more one thinks, the more one feels the hopeless immensity of man's ignorance. Ignorance more frequently begets confidence than does knowledge. It is those who know little, and not those who know much, who so positively assert that this or that problem will never be solved by science. A man's friendships are one of the best measures of his worth. Blushing is the most peculiar and most human of all expressions. The mystery of the beginning of all things is insoluble by us, and I for one must be content to remain an agnostic. The highest possible stage in moral culture is when we recognize that we ought to control our thoughts. An American monkey, after getting drunk on brandy, would never touch it again, and thus is much wiser than most men. How paramount the future is to the present when one is surrounded by children. Intelligence is based on how efficient a species became at doing the things they need to survive. False facts are highly injurious to the progress of science, for they often endure long. But false views, if supported by some evidence, do little harm, for everyone takes a salutary pleasure in proving their falseness. We stop looking for monsters under our bed when we realize that they were inside us. These quotes highlight Darwin's perspectives on change, the value of time, collaboration, moral culture, and the importance of scientific thinking and humility.